Now, let's move into our communities. There is an issue, water shortage problem that is happening in the Awutu Senya East municipality. It started in a part of the Greater Accra region. Now it's moved to the central region. We were talking about it extensively here on the show when it happened in the Greater Accra region, in parts like Teshi, Manette area, Spintex, and all other places.
East Legon
Hills. Oh, you also don't have water.
But I've told you I've not had water for a year.
And have you contacted the Ghana Water Limited, because the
yes,
public relations officer?
I did, and you would not want to know what the man said to me.
What exactly did they tell you?
Madam, let's look at this year. I called him in December because I was really. Even last week, I tried to call him with the producers for themselves to actually hear. He said, "Okay, nyamibe."
Okay, so there's a big problem there. We've spoken to our correspondent who is in the central region, Akwesi Ado, to also tell us what is happening in the area. You also understand that in that same area, water hasn't been flowing from like 2020, 2021. The MC for the area, Banini, went around recently to state that, well, there is some work going to be done to fix the problem. Before that, there was an issue of the shutting down of the Kwenyako treatment plant, which we understand that part of it is now working and is serving some communities within the central region, but we are yet to know exactly what is happening with people within the Awutu Senya East municipality. So we'll be joined shortly by our correspondent Akwesi Ado, who actually is going to tell us what is happening in this particular area. And also, we'll be asking him a lot of questions. We'll also be speaking to the authorities, and we'll also be finding out from them what really the plan is for the people of Kaswa. Because when it happened in Greater Accra region, Teshi to be specific, the national security had to go there and supply the people water.
Yes.
Water is a necessity. It's a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Yes,
it's a need.
It's a need, and you wouldn't want to stay without it for a very long time. We asked several questions that people who are staying without water, children have to go to school, people have to cook, people have to take their bath,
you have to wash your clothes.
You have to wash your clothes. So
you have to keep your environment clean with
water. Yes. So it's not a luxury. It's a needed commodity that really has to be gotten in all communities. So we'll be crossing over shortly, and we'll be giving you all the updates on that with what our correspondent will be telling us, our central regional correspondent Akwesi Ado, who is joining us now. Akwesi, good morning.
Good morning.
We trust you are doing well.
Very well. Hope you are too.
We are doing great. Over the weekend or last week, we saw that the municipal chief executive for Awutu Senya East has gone round to inspect the treatment plant at Kwenyako, and he also indicated that there are plans for the water shortage issue in Awutu Senya East to be resolved. What can you tell us? How is the issue like? The challenge? Paint a picture for us. What really is happening within the Awutu Senya East municipality so far as water is concerned?
Okay. Thank you very much, Felix. Before I proceed, kindly permit me to do this. Mrs. Evelyn Binding is a lecturer at Calf University and an ardent viewer of this particular show. She has asked me to say hi to you and then Chris on her behalf.
Oh, thank you.
Now let me begin by saying that the water supply challenge within the Awutu Senya East municipality, that is Kaswa and its environs, is not something new. That is something that has lingered on for a very long time. And I can say authoritatively that there are some communities within the municipality that has never had water running through the pipes, like Ofako, UNCT, TV3, and then other communities. I cannot remember the last time the people there received water through the taps. And even the areas that receive water through the taps also, you can only receive water sometimes in 2 weeks. You would receive it on a day. Sometimes it take you a whole month or even two before water would run through the pipeline. And so this is something that is really of a major concern to not just residents only, but business owners as well. Because people are now relying on these tanker services, and the kind of water that these tanker services supply, the wholesomeness is also questionable, because you are not even able to trace the particular source of that particular water they are bringing you, yet at an exorbitant rate. So in Kaswa here, the average tanker would charge you between 400 and 450 Ghana cedis, depending on where they are able to source the water from. And so imagine if you are buying 2 in a week, or if a business is buying 2 or 3 tanks in a week. It means that it runs into several thousands of Ghana cedis, and this is something that residents are really struggling to cope. As of now, there has not been any official communication or response as to the reason why residents are facing this particular challenge, except to say that Kaswa takes water from Kwanyako. So a section of the Kaswa municipality is fed by the Kwanyako treatment plant, and then another part of the area is also served by the Wager. So the main issue is coming from the Kwanyako treatment plant.
And which I want to ask you this question, because we know last year there was an issue with the headworks or the waterworks area, that is Kwanyako, that it was shut down. Has it resumed, or has operations on there resumed? And we also know that it was due to Galamsey. Will you say that the Galamsey menace has also been kept to the extent that that particular treatment plant is working?
So last year, the Kwanyako water treatment plant resumed operations, but partially, because they had about 4 suction pumps. And then when the pumps broke down, they were able to install just 2. And then these 2 was installed not in the deep of the river, but on the shallow part. And so it means that the plant is not running fully. And so definitely supply is also going to be reduced. But you see, there is a main distribution line that runs from Kwanyako through to Awutu Bojiase, then to Kaswa Fako, and then its environs. We've heard that there was a little bit of a challenge on that particular line. But then also, we cannot tell whether it's just because of that particular fault that is denying the people water.
So there was a challenge because due to what? Is there road construction that is ongoing there? What exactly brought the
road
issue?
Construction in the area, but the Ghana Water Limited has not communicated on what specifically the challenge is. But you see, Ofako is the traditional capital of the Awutu East municipality. This is an indigenous community, quite populous, and then its communities are also fast developing. Pipelines have been laid in the entire community, but there's not been a single drop of water running through these pipelines. And so people living in Ofako, J River, and then other communities like Aliko are now relying on the services of, water tanker suppliers. And this is something that is not sustainable. And then there is another line that runs through Kwanyako, through to Awutu Breku, and then to Kaswa. Now we do know that the N1 highway, that is the Kaswa Winneba stretch, is under massive redevelopment. That has affected the main distribution line. Now it's been condemned completely. The pipe, that line is yet to be replaced. And so until that line is replaced, it means that residents are still not going to gets water, apart from particular communities that take supply from the Weather Dam.
Okay, so as we speak now, the people within the areas you mentioned rely solely on water tankers, and they do not have water flowing to their taps. Did they tell you that they still pay water bills? We will want to ask the Ghana Water Limited of this, but since you are a report on the grounds, maybe you've spoken to the residents and they've told. Did they tell you that they still pay water bills?
Even though water is not running through taps, residents are still paying their bill, because at the end of the month, the Ghana Water Service would still present a bill, and that bill would contain some service charges, and you are bound to make payment of those bills. Other than that, you are going to be disconnected. And the areas that are undergoing rationing also, you would have to keep vigil, so that in case the tap begins to flow in the night, you would be able to fetch and then store enough water that will take you through maybe a number of days until you would have to, call on the tanker services. Like I indicated earlier on, about a year ago, we traced some of the water sources where these tanker services rely on, and they are completely unwholesome. So, for instance, there is this quarry site in Okeikuma. There is a shallow, I don't know how to describe it, but that particular water source is very shallow. And then when we got there, it had animal excreta. Animals were drinking from it, and yet there were quite a number of water tankers that were drawing water from that particular source. And these people would tell you that, look, what we are bringing to you is pipe-borne water. And so you may not even want to treat it before using it for whatever purpose. You will just use it because the tanker guy has told you that, look, this is a pipe-borne water. And you recall that just about 2 months ago, we did a story here on ChannelOne TV where the Kaswa MCU said Sabase Wunubanini closed down a water facility where this individual was tapping from the Ghana Water Limited and then mixing it with a well that has not been treated and then selling to people as pipe-borne water. So people are more likely to get infected. The situation got worse at some point that the Kaswa sector of the Ghana Union Traders Association leadership had to visit the district office of the Ghana Water Limited to seek answers as to why they are not receiving water.
Okay.
Since that particular visit, there hasn't been any reliable information from the district office of the Ghana Water Limited as to what is even being done about the situation and when residents expect to have water running through their taps 24/7.
Akwesi, thank you so much for your time. Akwesi is our Central Regional correspondent here for ChannelOne TV, and he's telling us what is happening within the Awutu East municipality so far as water is concerned. He spoke about it extensively, and he told us that even the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, the vice president or the leadership there in the municipality, has tried asking questions as to why they are not receiving water, and people relying solely on tanker service as well. Is this interesting? But you said you also pay water bill.
Yeah, you have to pay
it's
water
bills.
Yeah,
why are they doing this to you?
You have to pay water bills because the time they brought the bills to me, the bills to me, I was like, what is this for? Because I've not seen water in 6 months. What exactly is this for? Oh, he was like, oh, madam, it's service charge. Well, it's not much, but you still have to pay service for. So I told them, please never ever bring a bill to me again for a service that I'm not getting, because I don't know why. What's the service charge for? For not having water?
Wow.
And they literally tell you this is for a service charge. You know that we are still running as a company, so yeah, everyone still needs to pay. But I'm not seeing the water. So why are you still charging me? Even if it's one peswa, I don't think it's fair, because we have to suffer and pay the guys who bring water. That's the tanker guys. And sometimes 2 days, 3 days, because they have to go far to look for the water. And like he said, sometimes you don't know where the water is coming from. But this even just blew my mind right now, because they have seen the tanker guys fetching water from places that we don't even see.
Oh, okay. That's also another issue that we will have to talk about. It is
scary.
Sometimes where the tanker people are bringing the water from,
we don't know.
Also another issue.
You see, we never know. We never know. All we get is the end product, because we don't know the hassle they go through. But when you speak to them, they'll tell you, oh yeah, there's no water in Medina, so we are going here, we are going there. But do we know where it's coming from? No. Do we know the condition of the places that it's coming from? No. But you see what he just explained? The animals were drinking from there too.
Well, this
is even scarier. At this point, I'm thinking. So that's why I don't even cook with the water from the tanker. I like to cook with pure water, because I don't know where it's coming from.
This is interesting, but the way he mentioned that, there's an Akwesi Adwa correspondent made mention of the fact that this has been there for years. I had a phone call with him as well, and he said that this has been there from 2020, 2021. So there are answers that we may need to get from the Ghana Water Limited. There may be a challenge. Which challenge they would have to tell us. That is the Public Relations Department, head by Stanley Mate, or probably the DG of the area of the company would have to also tell us. That is the MD would have to tell us what really is happening. Recently we had him on radio. He stated a number of things, that the challenges they are really going through, people using water and not paying, people bypassing the meter, and a number of things that they are also spoke about extensively, and the challenges they are facing as a company. But it's just interesting that the Konyaku water treatment plant that was shut down last year has resumed work, but not fully, and is serving part of the central region. And we are just hoping and praying that some form of work will be done for it to serve the entire place. But we'll still be following up on what really the issue is when it comes to the people of Awutu Senya East not getting water, Kaswa and its environs. But like earlier, like I stated, what happened in Greater Accra region, Teshi.
Yeah, we saw the session. We actually reported that.
People went rushing in for water, and like we've been saying on the show here, water is
life.
It's life. You wouldn't want to stay a day without water. So everything you want to do, you definitely need water. But once the MCE has also visited the treatment plant to also say that some form of work is being done about it, we will just hold him to account, and we will holding him to his words that whatever has been done by the government side for water to flow through taps will be done. Another key issue that was raised by the Ghana Water Limited some time back is the numbers increasing.
Yeah.
So we have population growth. People are now building. People are connecting water into their homes. People are now tapping in their pipelines so that they can get water to their homes. But you wouldn't have everybody being served, because they have limited production, but there is a very huge demand for that same commodity. Among other issues with galamsey, with sanitation. We spoke to the chairman of the Water and Sanitation Committee of Parliament, I think, Oti Bless, who said that though we are talking about illegal mining having a toll on our water bodies, sanitation is also having a very big toll on our water bodies, because you would go to villages or areas that we rely solely for water, for potable water, and the place is filthy. You can see rubbish all over in that particular river or the water body, and it's having a toll on how the Ghana Water Limited will now have to go ahead and now transform that polluted water into what you want to see in our home. So I think that if something has to be done about it, it has to be like a holistic approach.
Yeah.
It has to be
a 360
thing. 360 thing. So residents are doing the needful. People would be moving away from the illegal things by way of getting water. And also when we are paying the money, Ghana Water Limited, you also have to provide the water, because like we've been saying here, we don't know how people would want to stay without water. But we are just hoping and praying that we get other individuals to also speak to on the show. The vice chairperson for Guta Kaswa, Henrietta Awutu, is also on the line, because when our correspondent spoke, he made mention of that the leadership Guta in Kaswa really moved in to ask questions why they are not getting water. This is also having a toll on their trade. But Henrietta Awutu, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you are doing well.
I am.
Tell us about the water situation in Kaswa. We understand that you've moved to the Ghana Water Limited in the area to ask why you don't have water flowing to your taps.
Yes. We visited the Ghana Water Company at Kaswa branch to ask why the problems with water issue in Kaswa here. So, first of all, we visited the fire service, and the fire service said the problem is with the hydrant. So we had to move to the water company. When we went, they also told us that they have enough water, but the illegal connection of other people, citizens, are the things that are causing the water issue. So that's what they told us.
So did they actually state to you that there are plans to address the illegal connection, and did they say that you'll be getting water by this particular date or this particular time?
Well, not really. But then they said they get the source of water from Wager, but the Wager is not so much. So they also get it from Konyaku. So we, Kaswa Municipal here, we have two sources of water supply, which is Wager and Konyaku. So they will be working on it, but we're still waiting. Nothing is actually happening.
Wow. Now let's go to the impact this is having on you and maybe your members and your trade. How is this affecting your people and yourself?
I mean, you can imagine if you live without water. Let me start even from school children. If you have to go to school early in the morning and you have to wake up to go and look for water. And in Kaswa here, Awutu Municipal here, we have issues with waking up early in the morning and probably meeting bad guys to attack you. Therefore, you can't even wake up early to go for water. So you'll have to wait till the day break. So it makes the children even to go to school very late. And then because the water doesn't flow, sometimes 3 weeks, 1 month, then you have to fall on the water tankers. The source at which the water tankers also get the water from, you may not know. Hence, we have typhoid and then cholera outbreak over here. So the effect and the cost is just too much on us over here.
Oh. So this has lasted for how long? Because our correspondent also mentioned that per what he was told, started about 2020, 2021. Is that the same situation you also faced? For how long has this also been in there?
Nothing has actually changed because they claim the population here is big. So they do this sort of sharing. They'll have to be sharing. They open from one angle, then the next time they go to another angle and all that. If you ask me, nothing has changed.
Okay.
It's still the same for some years now.
But with the sharing, were they constant with it? Was there like a schedule that they follow?
If we are to say within the week, if I should get water within 3 days, and then my next person also gets water within 3 days, I think we can manage with that. But sometimes 3 months, a month, 3 weeks, and more.
Wow.
Yes.
So there's no constant schedule. That's what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
Especially in the Kaswa community and its environment.
But after you had a conversation with the officials at the Ghana Water Limited in Kaswa. Are you seeing any light at the end of the tunnel, which to say that, do you think that there will be any solution to the problem we are facing?
I guess yes, but we've not seen it, so I can say that nothing is actually working.
Again, with the water tankers, how much do you buy say water for, and for how long does it take for the tanker drivers to bring the water to your abode or to where your trade is?
So, for instance, we are in water scarcity. We all know we are facing the Hamatan challenges now. So, in terms of such conditions, you call the water tankers and they will be coming. I will be coming. Sometimes it takes a day or two, sometimes 3 days. And also the cost involved, it depends on the size of the tanker. Some goes for 300, 400 Ghana cedis and beyond. If you have a large family, within a month, you've consumed it. If you have a smaller family, you can imagine. So that's how it goes.
Okay. Before you take leave of us, is there any plea you would make to the government to find a lasting solution to your problem, now that you've stated what really the problem is?
I'll ask the government to have mercy on us, because we are all citizens of Ghana and we both need to enjoy what Ghana has. And so therefore we are begging for the institutions that are concerned to come to our aid, for we are suffering.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Harriet Awutu is the Vice Chairperson Guta in Kaswa, that is within the Awutu Senior East Municipality, and she has also added her voice to the concerns raised by residents there, and that has also been confirmed by our correspondent Akwesi Ado, who is within the area. And also we are just hoping and praying that the government will do the needful. But one thing that Henrietta mentioned when we visited the office at the Ghana Water Limited was illegal connection.
Yeah.
Illegal connection. So if you and I know the Ghana Water Limited under the then MD Brima visited places to ask or check why illegal connection is on the rise and what really can be done about it, and people who are owing the company. But anyway, the Municipal Chief Executive for Awutu Senior East is joining us. That is Seth Saba Banini. He is joining us to tell us what really he has found out as the Municipal Chief Executive for the area, and what really the plans are to resolve the issue. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
By God's grace, we are keeping well.
Thank God. First of all, let me find out from you. What have you found out from the grounds? You being the Municipal Chief Executive, once water supply is concerned in the area.
Very well. Thank you so much. And a warm good morning to all our cherished viewers across the globe. I have found out a few things. You know, Kaswa, per the topography of our area, that in itself poses a challenge to the water distribution system within the municipality. And so we fall in between two distribution lines, that is from the Accra West 2, that is the Wager supply treatment plant, and then the Kunyaku plant. The Kunyaku plant has two lines into our municipality, one through the Bojiasi Road, okay, and second through the Winneba Road. Okay. As we speak, because of the major road construction on the Kaswa, Winneba or Kaswa Cape Coast Road, most of the major pipelines that does the supply from the Winneba enclave towards the municipality have been truncated because of the road construction. And so a lot more pressure is now on the Bojiase Road that is coming from Kunyaku, where I visited together with our engineers, the district water engineers and the community water people. We realized that the pipelines that are currently servicing the area, the population that we have now have grown more than the supply can take. And so, one, there is a need for management of the water company to relook at the line system. What is happening now is that community water offtake load from the Kunyako water plants, and per the agreement, community water distribute to residents. And we also realized that the distribution from community water ends around a place we call Papase, number 1 and number 2. And then towards Ofako, the Awutu Senya East Municipal starts from Okulu Kwanta. Towards this side, we do not get the flow because of, one, the small nature of the pipes there, and then also the various boosters along the line, which we believe are obsolete and needs to be changed. And so at our visit, we first visited the Community Water District Office in Korea to find out if it was going to be possible for them to strike a deal with the Ghana Water Company so that their already laid lines could be used to distribute water to our people. And I must say that areas within my municipal that are entirely cut out for about 6 years now happens to be Ofako, Otames electoral areas, Aquile electoral areas, and a bit of Datus. When you go towards the main road from Accra, Jomes also has a little of the issue because of the pipeline. We've had discussions on this. And so our visit to the community water and Kunyako was to understand what the situation is, see how best we can partner with them, and also have top management conversations with head office to address this problem immediately. As we do this, we as a municipality have taken up steps to augment the situation by constructing a few boreholes to address the issue. As I speak with you now, a total of 15 boreholes have been earmarked. 5 of them are at various levels of completion at strategic places. We are looking at communities that are cut out, that are in their need of water. We have positioned some there. Out of the 5 that are at various stages of completion, the 10 that are coming will also go on to look at other areas that are cut out or that do not have water supply, so that we keep the engagement with the top management to address the issues.
So you made mention of 15 boreholes, 5 at various stages of completion, 10 will also be coming up. Will you want to share with us which areas you would be having these boreholes constructed, and also where the 5 are? Because some of the residents also complain that they are not sure where the tanker drivers do get the water from, which they have also indicated that it's sometimes very unhealthy for them to consume. So where are you constructing these 15 boreholes, the 5 that are at various levels of completion, if you can also share with us?
Right, thank you so much. The 5, we have the first one at Ofako Chief Palace. That is, it is within the heart of the traditional authority in Ofako Chief Palace. And the second one is situated at Aquile Adum Estate. The third is located at the Iron City. That is another electoral area, Iron City, and that is situated at the health center, accessible to the community. The fourth is at the Dr. Jesus Health Center. That is also accessible to the community. And then the fifth is at Walantu electoral area, a place we call Shaributu, or near the underground mosques. It's also accessible to the community. These are the 5 that are at various stages of completion. The 10 that will be coming will go to different parts of Ofako, different parts of the municipality that also, per our feasibility, are struggling. We intend to distribute this evenly to make it more accessible to our people, such that you will not have to shuttle a long distance before you can get access to it. And also, I think your colleague in the studio did mention something, that because she cannot confirm the sources of the water she buys. I buy water myself to consume it at home.
Okay.
She rather want to cook with the pure water.
The sachet water.
That's good, but I also want to raise the attention of the FDA to carry out a vigorous exercise at these places that produces water, that is the sachet water for the public. You will realize that most of the mother companies have franchised their business to other people who produce this water under no supervision and under very rough condition. The only thing that makes it special is that it is being bagged in a sachet. So we tend to think that once it's bagged in a sachet, it is clean, it is devoid of purity. FDA needs to move to the ground to ascertain where these water are coming from. Sometimes we get reports that people are bagging sachet water right at their homes, and they connect water right from their roof into a reservoir. They get this machines and they bag them. All these things are iffy. But I believe that majority of these concerns will be addressed if the Ghana Water Company is able to step in and then do the necessary investment. I must say it is a huge investment on the part of government to address this. We were marveled to look at get the numbers that the Kunyako plant produces, yet we are unable to meet the demand needs. It calls for huge investments into the water system. And I must say, Kaswa is a place that is ever growing. Our data shows that at least 40 families move together. Yesterday, I was driving through town. I mostly drive through town in the evening to look at what the situation is in terms of sanitation, how the municipality is faring. I drove right behind a Kia truck full of household effects, and the indication is that they are moving in to settle. At least 40 people get to move in to settle at Kaswa every week. That's what the data says. Wow. It might go up or it might reduce, but at least we have 40 people. Looking at this number and the rate at which our municipality is growing, it calls for increase in the investment of every social amenity and intervention, just so that we'll be able to strike a good balance.
Beautiful. Honorable, thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, our time is up, and we just have to let you go. We'll be having this conversation again. We'll be keeping our eyes on it, what is happening within the Awutu East municipality so far as water is concerned. That is the municipal chief executive for Awutu East, said Sabah Banini, who made mention of some measures being put in place to address the water situation within the municipality. But trust us here on ChannelOne TV, Breakfast Daily, since we are moving to communities, we will definitely go there again and bring you updates.